Yes, y'all. It's your man Wildcard Mar back with another episode of Under Further Review. Where I'm just a football fan, just looking at some football, just looking at things that went well and didn't go so well for the offense and defense of both teams played in the game. So just making sure that what we saw on the stat sheet is matching up with what we saw on the screen. So today, you see it, we have Commanders playing host to the Giants. That week one action is under further review. Let's go. Yeah, you know what it is. Back for another episode of Under Further Review. We doing Commanders and Giants. Obviously, Commanders will be playing host to Packers later tonight in a few hours. If you're watching this live, Thursday night football. So I just want to make sure that we get the Commanders and the Packers in, and then go over their week one action and what you might could possibly expect in their week two matchup. Again, if you're looking for the podcast that does the X's and O's and breaking down other film, nah, that's not it. This is just real fan watching football and just kind of going over what I saw. And, both fan bases can come in here and let me know where I got it right, got it wrong. I'm just a fan talking football. So, let's start right here. Obviously, I took my notes and I got everything down. Let's just state the obvious right now. Get it out the way. I know Giants fans probably won't disagree with me at all. Your O-line is bad. Your O-line is bad. It 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 is not good at all. It just ain't. Russell Wilson had zero to little time to throw the damn football. Look, I know they're going to make the argument, put Jackson Dart in there. He's a younger guy, got, a little bit more pep in his step. And yes, that can be so. But when you have that bad of an offensive line, I don't know if it's going to make that much of a difference if you put Jackson Dart back there, regardless. It's just bad. That's just my opinion. Y'all can definitely try to, sway me in a different way. I'll entertain. I'll hear the arguments from Giants Nation and let me know if it should be Jackson Dart back there. I think it'd be a huge disservice because you stun his growth because he's going to get his head kicked in, especially going against a good pass rush. And I wouldn't even consider the Commanders as one of the top pass rushes in all of the league coming into this year. And so the fact that they were able to look damn near untouchable, unstoppable against that Giants front online, then that says a lot more about the Giants online than it does the Washington Commanders D line. They tried to establish the run. It just the O-line couldn't get that push. I just couldn't get the push going. I mean, it is what it is. But it was just rough sledding. See, nothing. Was getting no run, nothing. It was just bad. But it just be like that. But if we're talking about the, if we're going to talk about Giants offense, then let's counter with the Commanders defense. All right. Again, because of who they're playing, it might just be because of who they're playing. All right. The front four was able to get after it. Dan Quinn, obviously, we do know that he is a defensive-minded head coach, and obviously I don't want to take away credit to Joe Witt Jr. For being the DC down there, but with Dan Quinn with being defensive-minded, I'm pretty sure he's going to be in on that game plan with Joe Witt Jr. Just assuming, and I shouldn't assume. That's not right of me to do, but I just thought the defense was they took advantage of a bad O-line, and for the most part, only kept 4 to rush and was still able to get to rush. And I thought it was just maybe considering the opponent. I don't know if this is going to be indicative of what this Commanders defense is going to look like for the rest of the season. Obviously, with the Thursday night matchup, and I'll kind of speak to it a little later. Maybe it was just because they were just playing the Giants offensive line. I don't know. But they look good. They got the pass rush. It was able to make them, hey, we're stopping your run, so we're going to make you be in, passing situations, advantage commanders. That secondary held up because, it, again, it was consistent pressure up front. So the secondary really didn't have to break too much of a sweat, just being honest. So, again, take it for what you can. I don't know. I'm calling it is victory of circumstances. Not saying that the Commanders are a bad team. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that the Giants are a bad team. Yes, it's going to be a rough season for the Giants fans. Oh Lord, that defense, man. Speaking of which, it when I went back and watched it, I'm just kind of looking at certain situations, and I'm like, if you just have a little bit, like just some offensive line help, like just give Russ like a couple more seconds, you might be all right. Like somebody help Russ. He was like literally as soon as he had height, boom, it was on him. Zach Ertz right there with the touchdown. Do not be surprised if you see more of that. All right, I actually might parlay that tonight, so we'll see. I love when two high expectation teams play so early in the season. Yes. Crafty Southpaw. Yes. Hey, shout out to you, man. I've been seeing you in the chat lately. I appreciate the support. So, yeah. I'll talk, like I talked about it last night, but I'll definitely talk about it a little bit more. Let's get to this point right here, and let's flip it. Let's flip the other side of the coin. So, I'm gonna be honest. The Giants are exactly who I thought they were, but their defense and as expected, I thought the D line is good. Brian Burns had a hell of a game. Consistent pressure. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest with Giants fans. The Giants defense is going to have to be like the 2000 Ravens and the like 85 Bears and the 2015 Denver Broncos. Like they're going to have to be so elite. And not only are they going to have to be so elite, they're going to have to create turnovers. And not only are they going to have to create turnovers, they're going to have to actually go and score until this offense does anything remotely close that looks like help. The only help that I saw in this game that the Giants offense had, I think they had like a 16-play drive, ate up some good time on the clock. It ended in the field goal, no surprise, but it was able to give that defense a time to rest. And they still got points. It wasn't a touchdown, but until that offense of the Giants actually can protect Russell Wilson or Jackson Dart, whoever they decide to put back there, it doesn't even matter. They're going to absolutely, just dink and dunk, get as many plays and yards in these drives, and let's give our defense a rest. That's as good as it's going to get. That's going to look like help from that offense so far. I don't suspect a lot of touchdowns until they figure out their protection. I don't. Why haven't y'all, Giants fans, help me out? Have they tried to address the offensive line? Do they know how bad this offensive? They gotta know how bad this offensive line is, right? They gotta know, right? Anyway, until they fix that, the defense is just going to be the strong point, and it's going to have to get as much rest as it can. So it'll probably benefit them for doing a lot of, get a lot of 3 and outs of their own, get turnovers and score on their own. I that's the only way I can see that this Giants defense is going to, mentally keep their wits about themselves. Because I got a feeling that at some point, the frustration just might boil over and be like, man, we about tired of y'all on this offensive side of damn football, man. Y'all ain't worth that damn. Giants now have 3 QBs to choose from who can ball out. They have no more excuses for having a stagnant offense. I hear what you're saying, Crafty Southpaw, but I really want you to go back and watch that game and look how bad that offensive line is. It's just tough. It's just tough. I don't see too much success from any quarterback back there because I don't think they have time. These pass rushers are too good. And the fact that they had to watch the Commanders pass rush looking like the steel curtain on Sunday, I was like, yeah, that ain't good. Again, not a slight on the Commanders' defense. They did their job. They did exactly what they were supposed to do. So, I mean, come on. I'm just being honest. Just me being a fan. Not throwing no shade. Just I got my notes. I literally do. Got my notes right here. Everything that I watched when I'm watching these games. I'm just being a frank individual. That's all I can be. That's all I can be. That's all I know. Just to be real, to be me. As you see the Giants offense going right here, right there, that's what you got to be proud of right there, Giants fans, is the defense. Brian Burns spent a lot of money on the D line. They did well. They did well considering exactly the circumstances that they were dealing with. They spent a lot of time on the field, but as we see those sacks from Brian Burns right there, we can't obviously be forgetful of the Commanders' offense. Look, 21 points against a stout front seven. I think it's a win. All right, take what you get. Here's one thing when it comes to Commanders' offense that I was kind of noticing. The O-line kind of held their own. They were pretty solid. Obviously, I know what I got with Larry Tunsil. He did have a holding penalty. Allegretti, I'm familiar with his game in Kansas City. So he's a solid left guard. It's the center, right guard, right tackle that I'm still going to have those questions at. But again, as a whole, offensive line, Commanders, I thought they did a good job of holding up against that front four of the Giants. They're very talented, a lot of money spent in there. They held their own. Did they get beat sometimes? Yes, but they won some too. All right. And then, most importantly, they gave Jayden Daniels enough. They gave him enough time. And let's speak on that part when it comes to Jayden Daniels. For me, it seemed like he was comfortable. A lot of people saying, "Oh, the sophomore slump." From what I saw against a literally good front seven, I was like, "Oh, he looks comfortable. It looks like he know exactly where he's supposed to go with the ball." He did have a couple of throws that he probably wants back. And what I'm about to say might be wild to some people, but I don't think it is. I think you got to start game planning for Jayden Daniels like you do Lamar Jackson. And I know that may sound wild to some people, but what I'm saying is, especially if you look at this game, you got he's going up against at least elite pass rush. He's able to get shifty in the pocket. And then there were times where he was like, all right, first read's not there, second read, you clamp out. And he'll go pick up about 10, 15 yards. So what I'm saying is, when it comes to the running ability of your quarterback, I'm not saying Jayden Daniels is exactly Lamar Jackson, but what I'm saying is you got to start game planning for Jayden Daniels as if he was Lamar Jackson, because you got to take account of his feet as a quarterback. And there were times in this game where it was like he was just stealing candy from a baby. He's like, all right, you're not going to spy me? Cool. Easy 15. Everybody's back is facing towards me. Ain't nobody looking at me. Cool. You in man. All right, but y'all doing your job as man covering, but ain't nobody looking at me. Cool. Take it off. I'm not going to stand in this pocket, let Brian Burns get me for the third, fourth, fifth time. Not Kevin, Thibodeau. No. I'm not going to let Abdul Carter have a rookie day on me. No, he got out. And so I think that's obviously something that I think is going to help him beat these quote unquote sophomore slump. I don't think he's going to have a sophomore slump. He looked cool. He looked cool, calm, collected. Triple C. He was cool, calm, collected. What does this mean? On what the Commanders can do tonight against the Packers. Obviously, I did watch the Packers-Lions game. But one thing that I will say, it will be pretty smart, if Kingsbury, OC for the Commanders, to utilize that. They did have obviously have some option plays uh, against the Giants. They also had you know, some plays with Debo, him running out the backfield, and there were some option plays with Jaden Daniels in there. Hey, more of that. Get his feet involved in the game. Get his feet involved in the game. Uh, you're going to face another good defense. Another good elite pass rush. It's in Lambeau. I don't know if people are going to consider that as some kind of home court or home field advantage for the Packers. Some might will. It's something about the mojo in Green Bay, Wisconsin, in the prime time when the lights are bright and it's the whole world's watching. Some magical stuff happens on that field. I can't explain it. More times than not, it happens for the Packers. But Jay Daniels, I don't think he won't be scared of the moment. So when it comes to some of the things that I'm looking for the Commanders team to take advantage of, especially on offense, is to get that running game going, get it going, get it going, get it going, get it going. I think if it happens that way, it'll just the floodgates will open for Jay Daniels. He'll be able to pick apart that Packers defense. And let's not forget, he does know how to, Dan Quinn does know how to coach against Michael Parsons. I know there's a lot of people the Michael Parsons factor. Okay, I get it. But. Just if I've seen a lot of you in the division, he did coach Michael Parsons, didn't he coach against him? So yeah, I'm pretty sure I know how to coach up it and do X's and O's, how to get around Michael Parsons. So that might, mitigate that solution right there. For the defense of the Commanders, I was slightly surprised how good the Packers O-line was. Maybe it's just my ignorance. Again, go Pack, go Nation. You can let me know was really good. But are you going to be able to replicate what you did last week? Okay, you had the Giants O-line. Now you got a more competent O-line this week. If it's not getting to 4 early, don't be afraid to start dialing it up. Joe Witt, Dan Quinn, don't be shy. Don't wait till you finally figure out, we can't get home before. No, just all right. Find out quick, early. Because to be honest, I'm kind of at a mystery on what exactly you are on defense because the quality of the opponent you had in week 1. So, but hey, we'll see what happens. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna take a quick break, and I'm gonna probably drop another episode of Under Further Review. Again, this is just a podcast of just a football fan just spitting out what he saw when he watched the game. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm not an X's and O podcast kind of guy. No, if you want that, I don't know where to tell you to go and get that. I'm just here to talk ball. Anyway, hey man, I'm gonna get up out of here. I'll see y'all in a few for another episode of Under Further Review. It's been real. Come on, take care of yourselves and each other. Holla.